Welcome to the podcast, everyone. It's awesome to have you here. So, I previously had an episode already recorded, but I am feeling a certain way right now that I'm like, okay, I'm going to record this one, and this is the episode that's going to drop this week because based on what I was hearing from you guys last Friday night and last night in the in person radical ritual events, and what I just experienced with my one on one client on our call, and what I was just experiencing between the two, I'm like, this is all relevant and all connected. And sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you have to throw out the script. You have to insert yourself into the moment when you're feeling that hit. And that's what this is. So I want to talk to you guys about what to do when you're feeling tired. You have something you have to commit to. And this story we tell ourselves about how it's not going to go well based on not having energy. So this episode is about rewriting your story, the relationship that you have with the story about fatigue, and how most of the time that is actually going to stop you from being your best self. And it doesn't need to be the case. When you're tired and you're running a business or you're a busy householder, you've got kids, you're working multiple jobs, maybe some of you are going to school while doing a job. Some of you are running a business, going to school, got kids doing a job. You're tired. We can't keep letting the story be, we're tired and therefore I'm not going to be able to do a good job. We can't keep leading our lives with the story of I'm fatigued and therefore this is going to be a bad experience. Now, what I'm saying here, let's get really clear, is it's okay to be tired and it's okay to recognize you're tired. But what I'm trying to call out here is you can't let that stop you from doing the things you love. You can't let that be a reason you expect a situation to go poorly. That's typically the thinking is I'm tired or I've got my period or I've got a headache. And therefore, if I go ahead and do the thing I'm supposed to do, it's going to be an awful experience. When instead the news story is I've got a headache, I've got my period, or I'm tired and I need to do the thing, I'm going to do it and something else is going to lead the way. Because in the moments where you're tired, it's actually allowing you to practice surrender. And by showing up and going live, showing up for your clients, showing up for your kids' recital, showing up at that birthday party or that retirement party, showing up at that meeting, regardless of how your energy is, especially if it's in a lower state. If you do it anyhow, you're training your nervous system that it's actually safe for you to show up authentically. That was for someone right there. So make sure you write that down. Make sure you really feel that. It's training your nervous system that I don't have to be on all the time. I don't have to have high energy all the time. I don't have to be even my best self. I can actually be myself, period. And that's safe. That's allowed here. That's actually going to be enough. Most of the time, we're going against the grain. And I'll give you a real example just so I can just ground this in my life just a few moments ago. So I got off a call with my one-on-one client. It was at 10 o'clock. It's now 10:50 or 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. It's now 10:15. 10 minutes before I was feeling into my energy. And I already did my radical ritual practice. I already did my embodiment practice. So I had as much energy as I probably was going to get. Last night, I just taught an incredible almost 2.5 hour live in-person experience out overlooking the lake. It was incredible, but I gave my all, and so did everyone else. I'm depleted right now in the most beautiful way. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. Holy crap, I'm exhausted. I often feel like that after a great like rock concert too, where you just stay up wicked late and the drive home was exhausting too. But you're like, that was the time of my life. If it was an amazing experience, you're almost thankful for the fatigue. The fatigue's like a badge of honor. The fatigue's like, I freaking had the time of my life last night. So we need to apply that to all aspects of our life. So just before I went live with Julie, I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. And there was a part of me that was like, okay, let's take that fatigue and turn it into a whole story about how it's going to be a shitty experience. You're not going to be a good coach, Kim. You're not going to give her your full attention. You're not going to help her with the breakthrough. All of this shit. You're not going to help her with the breakthrough if you're tired. So go ahead and fake your energy. Go ahead and fake your energy. Bring it up higher. But when I'm tired like this, there's no faking it. I could try, but it's going to be a poor attempt. And I'm always going to try to be one step ahead of myself. That's what it feels like when I fake it. And when I do that, I actually irritate my nervous system. And then I start saying things I don't mean. Then I start teaching and coaching from an authentic place. And she's not getting the breakthrough. She's not getting the reflection. She's not getting the questions that she needs to find her way to her own answers. Instead, what I did is I allowed myself to be tired. I allowed myself to have the fatigue. And I allowed the story to be of that fatigue, that this is safe to occupy. I'm actually very safe right now to be authentically tired. Now, I didn't come in and be like, Julie, I'm tired, just so you know I'm tired. Like that wasn't the banner I was holding over my head. Instead, I let that be a quiet presence in my body. And when you allow that to be a quiet presence in your body, what you're really doing is surrendering into that, because you're authentically acknowledging it and you're allowing it to be there. And as a result, something else can step forward. This story that I was going to have, if I didn't catch myself, was a fictitious energy because it was no longer safe for me to be tired. Is that making sense? So, where are you in your life not allowing your authentic self to really be the real deal? Where are you saying that's not safe, so I'm going to fake it and lead with that? Are you kidding me? Is that more safe? Is that what we're really thinking is safe? Is to fake it and lead with the fakeness? Yeah, no wonder people are misunderstanding you. Yeah, no wonder you're not getting what you want in life. Yeah, no wonder the boundaries are being walked all over. Yeah, no wonder you're not setting boundaries. And I'm speaking to myself too, not just you right now when I say that. Like, no wonder. So we can't do that anymore. The risk is way too high. But it's scary, right? It's scary. Oh my gosh, Kim, are you actually telling me I can be tired? Well, won't my world fall apart if I'm tired? I don't know. Have you tried it? Have we practiced being authentic enough? For most of us, we're just a week's worth of practice away from neutralizing our authenticity. Our authenticity is a power. And when it's in our culture, if you're fatigued and authentic, there's an ant on my leg that just tickled and or scared me right there. Okay. Sorry if that was a loud scream in the microphone for those of you watching or listening to this podcast, but okay. The ant is gone and we're back. For us in our culture, you can't crush it. You can't be an achiever. You can't be this really impactful person if you're tired. Or at least that's the story we believe. I don't know that anyone's explicitly said that. But we think that the only way to move ahead and be successful and impactful in our lives is to have energy. That's fine. That's one way to do it. But most of the time, we're a little tired, yeah? Or maybe we're not tired. There's some other feeling of just like, yeah, I'm really relaxed today. Oh, but this moment requires energy and I got to be on it. And so then we got to push, we got to fake it, and we got to become something we're not. So, what I'm trying to get you to feel here and understand is that you can shift your awareness of this moment. And so that when you are asked to stand up, to speak, to hold the mic, to lead something, whether that's in an organization or a group or organize a party or whatever it is in your domestic life or your professional life, when you're asked to do something big and you're confronted internally with a story of, nah, I'm a little tired, or man, I got a headache, or I didn't sleep well last night, that's fine. Acknowledge that story. It's true. But then don't let the secondary story come in of, and then therefore this is going to be a shitty experience, so you better go. Because source and God and the creator right now is putting an opportunity in your place that you're missing. By not doing the thing anyhow, you're missing an opportunity to train up your nervous system and your mind that you're safe to do it authentically. And in fact, as in my case with Julie, you're going to do an even better job. Your fatigue allows something else to step through. When you're high energy, sometimes we can fake it and we don't even realize it. Sometimes we put on the mask because we're high energy. You can do a whole bunch of crazy things when you have high energy, right? And some of us don't realize that we're putting on that mask again and we're behaving in autopilot. And those are the things you do when you have a high amount of energy, but you lack the discernment to catch yourself when you go from mask to unmask. So, what we're really trying to do here is we're saying, let your fatigue go forward. If you're tired in life, go forward as a tired person for a little bit. Train yourself to know that your authentic state is a truthful state, and that's the most powerful state you've got. It's when you keep faking it that you're really squeezing out the last droplets of the energy you got, and you're only fatiguing yourself more. And on top of that, people aren't getting the real you. Now, the other thing we have to do here is flip the script that fatigue means failure. If I lead with my fatigue, I can hear your thoughts right now, and this is where my mind goes too. It's like, okay, well, Kim, if I do this, like I'm on board, I get it, but if I do this and I lead with my fatigue, right, like everyone's gonna worry and all that annoying stuff. And yeah, a couple people that actually care about you will worry, but is it so bad that they actually care about you? So now we've got to lead with the compassion, and this is what I'm talking about. That damn ant is on my foot again. Ah, get off my foot. Okay, let me bring my ottoman. Okay. This podcast is going great. Okay, I'm dragging my ottoman over here and I'm going to elevate my feet in the hopes that that ant, because they do bite on occasion, I've noticed. I think they're just trying to taste the world around them, but I don't want an ant biting my damn foot right now. What we have to do is flip the script that if you lead with if you lead with fatigue, that it's negative and therefore people will worry. And then I'm going to be worried about them worrying. And I don't want people worried about me. That's a self-centered thing that you got to get over, because people worried about you is really just highlighting that there might be something there that you got to take care of. And that's really what we don't want, is the reminder that we got to take care of ourselves. You get that? You feel that? And honestly, is it really so bad that people are caring about you? And honestly, here's the other big flex and the big move, is that when you lead with your fatigue and you're willing to say, I'm a little tired today, but I'm here and I'm really happy, you're demonstrating for other people how to be in their fatigue. And the world is freaking tired. Like, look around. People are damn tired. People don't know what the hell to do right now. People are trying their best, but everyone's a little tired. Everyone's trying really hard. What if we stopped trying hard? What if you didn't have to try hard? What if you let it be just simply how you are authentically? What if you let something else step through? And that's your truth. And what you're doing is you're exercising and practicing that I can lead with my most authentic self and it's safe. And it'll actually get the job done better than if I led with something fake that I think the world needs from me right now. What if the world needs your fatigue? What if the world needs your frustration? What if the world needs your anger? What if the world needs you leading with, actually, I'm not enthusiastic about this. I'm done faking that I am. What karmic debt are you perpetuating by lying to yourself? What are you stealing from someone else who's participating with you in that moment you're faking it? You're stealing from them. And listen, I'm not trying to get down on you. I'm just trying to shake you a little and make you think about the impact of not being willing to lead with your fatigue. So let's get back to my real example of, I told myself 5 minutes before I was getting on the call with my one-on-one that, Kim, if you allow yourself to be fatigued, and I've done this before in yoga classes, I know because of the evidence, because I've practiced this, that something else comes forward. And that something else is truth and compassion, truth and love for yourself. And there goes my throat. I often find, and this just happened with my one-on-one, that when we get that clearing of our throat, that and you're speaking about something really close to your heart, that is your vocal cords, that is your heart and your heart chakra and throat chakra aligning to say, pay attention to this. This is truth, and we've never been here before. So I love that my throat just wanted to clear. That means keep going. When we are in the state of speaking our truth, I lost my train of thought, damn it. Our truth, when we are being authentic, when we are allowing our fatigue to lead the way, what we're really doing is allowing truth to step forward. Now, here's the cool thing about truth. I just remembered what I was going to say. When you are actually doing this and you're practicing what I'm telling you to practice, you're loving the shit out of yourself. Because think about it. There's no other mechanism that can be in place. When you're like, yep, I'm not tired, but it's okay. Or I'm sorry, I'm not energized, but I'm tired, and it's okay. You're actually fiercely loving the shit out of yourself in that moment. Ahimsa, you're a yogic practitioner, all the way. Truthfulness, satya, love, prema. You're saying, I'm so safe in my authentic energy right now. And I love myself so much that I'm not willing to be someone else right now. I'm not willing to show up as someone else. That's the old me. The new me loves herself. The new me stays in integrity and gets the job done. but I'm not going to fake my energy. I'm not going to fake my enthusiasm. I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to lead with what's real. And now that's what's real with compassion. Truth with compassion is breakthrough. Please hear the compassion part. I don't need you rolling around just being, this is my truth, bitch, right? Like being a monster about it. I mean, truth with compassion. That's the elixir for breakthrough. It's breakthrough for you, it's breakthrough for everyone else. So here's two examples for you. When I used to teach yoga a lot, I had my studio. I mean, at one point I was teaching like 6 classes a week. It was nutty, but I was doing it. And there was absolutely moments I would consistently run into fatigue. And it's Saturday morning. And I got 30 people in my class. Or do a good job, right? Like that's the thinking. Oh my God, you're fatigued and there's lots of people here. You better put on your game face and go. I couldn't. I wouldn't. I just allowed myself to be tired because that's all that was there was the truth of it, was authentically me. And what this does is it exposes who you really are. Fatigue is actually a really great teacher. It exposes who you really are. And then the question is, well, who really are you when you're tired? Who are you being in those moments? We all know who you are when you're energized, and it's awesome. But it's filled with sometimes some strategy, right? Sometimes there's some masks we wear when we're energized. Sometimes there's so much energy that the autopilot us can kick in and we're people pleasing all of a sudden, right? We're playing into the ego story all of a sudden. Okay? And nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, just know what you're up to when you got energy. But you've got no alternative plan when you're tired, right? You're just this is me. I got nothing else. Good. Lead with that. Now make the story, this is the most loving thing I can do because I don't want to be anything else. I want to be authentic to me and authentic to you. Now, when I would teach classes like that, I was for sure at the end of class that everyone fucking hated class. Positive. More than you want to, yep, I put money on it. That was the worst class I ever taught. You know what happened? People come up after class and be like, that is the most beautiful class I ever took. People would come up with tears in their eyes. Yep. I was for sure 100% certain you could not convince me otherwise. That was the worst class I ever taught in my life. People coming up with tears in their eyes. You changed my life. They say, what? Me? What? Are you sure you took the same class I taught? Are you sure you were here? That's what I feel. So I ended up seeing that enough times that I was like, okay, I started to trust that I can lead this. I can do things really powerfully, not because I'm faking it, but because I'm loving myself through the authenticity. What you need to do is practice it. Practice showing up, hold the energy of your fatigue or your frustration or your lack of passion. That's okay. You don't have to have passion all the time. This is what I'm trying to teach you right now is you don't have to have high energy. Just took my hair and I'm throwing it into the trash can over here. Sorry if that was really disgusting. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, that might have been gross, but I'm not editing it out. Again, I'm tired. So you're seeing the authentic Kim. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm brushing ants off my legs. I just picked hair off of my head because I washed my hair last night and lots of hair likes to fall out. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay. But again, you're getting the authentic me. There's no other mask. There can't be. I'm depleted. And so I'm allowing myself to lead. And what I'm doing is I'm training myself that every time I do this, it's safe. And actually, I know that you're getting the best podcast you probably had in a while here because I am being so real. So this just happened with my one-on-one. I said, Kim, something else is going to come through and I know what it's going to be. It's going to be the authentic you because you're loving yourself. The thing that's really leading is love now. I had one of the best coaching calls with Julie. She's a repeat client. I've done 12 weeks with her before, and we just completed the 5th session in our 8-week session. So that's a lot of sessions with Julie. We just had breakthrough after breakthrough. And we celebrated some really big shit, huge milestones in her company. We celebrated the queen that she is. I taught. Sometimes I have hesitation in my voice. On occasion, I've noticed, just being really vulnerable right now, that when I see something from my client and I'm like, oh my God, this is the thing that's probably going to shift her. I almost fear my own power sometimes. So sometimes I hold back or I mince words a little bit But today I didn't have any energy for that. You see, again, the example of there's no games. You can't play any games when you're tired. So you're just who you are. And so I just said it. I just said it, but I said it with love because I loved myself first before I hopped on the call with her. I loved myself and my fatigue. This is what I'm telling you. It's a secondary story you're telling. Most of you guys are tired and hating yourselves for it. And that's what you're leading with. You're leading with self-hate. You're leading with, I wish I had energy. I wish I was someone else right now. And it's destroying your relationships. It's slowly whittling away on your trust and love. It's slowly whittling away on your energy overall. It's slowly whittling away at your job and your parenting. So what I'm saying is love the shit out of yourself, however you are right now. Be authentic. Love that. And you're going to lead with that. What do you think is going to happen when you start leading with more love? One, we already talked about it. One, you're going to show up differently for the people that you're loving. You're showing up different for yourself. You're going to be more authentic. There's no masks. So you're going to be real. And because you're rooted in the love for yourself, you're going to have the elixir. It's going to be a breakthrough for you. You're training your nervous system that this is safe to be authentic. And it's also demonstrating for the person that's witnessing it. Oh, this is totally cool to get tired mom. She's actually really loving. Oh, this is cool to get tired coworker Kim. She doesn't hold back, but it's really impactful what she's saying. And I can feel there's love in her truth. Because again, I rooted love for myself. I'm loving myself through my fatigue right now, and be ready for the miracles and the evidence that are just going to blow up in your face that this is the coolest thing to lead with. It's like a cool experiment, an energetic, emotional experiment, leading with love and loving yourself through it. And then from there, you're starting to get some insight on ways to come back and heal yourself. All right. I think I'm now just talking in circles. I trust that you guys got the point of this, and that this is going to really kickstart something new in your life, a new pattern, a new way of being with your authentic emotions. Practice it, you guys. That's all you got to do is practice it. When you feel fatigue or you got your period or whatever, let it be fine. It's fine. And then watch out for the secondary story of, and then therefore, if I keep going, it's going to be blah, right? Watch out for that shit. That's just the mind playing out someone else's pattern. I want you to start practicing the new way of being, which is I'm going to love myself right now as I am, and I'm going to show up anyway and do the thing. And I'm going to trust that how I am authentically is going to let something beautiful bloom between me and this moment, me and this person, me and my kids, me and my significant other, me and this project I'm working on. What if fatigue was exactly what is needed for you to have your breakthrough? What if? So practice it. Next time you're tired, do the thing anyway. Next time you're uncertain or you're nervous, do the thing anyway. Next time you got a slight headache or something, let your headache be there. Do the thing anyway. Next time you got period cramps, show up and do the thing anyway. Let something else come through that a high energy state would block. I'm going to say that again. Let something else come through that wants to come through. Let it lead. That at a high energy state, you block it because you'd be afraid to let that through. I can't wait to hear about your breakthroughs. Tell me underneath this video. Tell me underneath the comment section or wherever you're seeing this. If you're watching this on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, get a hold of me. Let me know how this has impacted your life. I love hearing from you guys. And above all, I appreciate you being here so much. Maybe I'll be tired again tomorrow. I'll come out with another podcast for you. Now for embracing our fatigue, right? All right, guys, I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed this impromptu podcast. See you next week.